Alright, we're in the home stretch, guys. It's the 5th part of this roguelike mode playthrough. It's picking up where we left off. I'm just equipping some of the new things I got. So upgrading Shelf and Neil's stars here because there's nobody else to upgrade anymore, really. Unfortunately, I only have Earthquake for AoEs. Alright. Alright, just looking ahead. Alright, so this map's time law. So this says magic damage taken minus 50%, and before entering battle, it'll deal 1-time fixed damage, so which is attack plus intelligence times 2. So it's one of these. Alright, let's see what we'll get. HP. This one says magic. That one's Tree of Life. This one's Meteor Enchant. So I take the Meteor Enchant, as always, damage plus, still very powerful. So I still have a lot of crit-based abilities on Lamford. If I had the option, I would give Lamford more just straight damage instead of just modding his crit, because as I said earlier, his crit mods I don't think are that good. Alright, time law here. So this is the one where they get a stacking buff whenever they end their turn, increase all stats by 8%, and they also recover each other's HP, so it's another one of these where the fight's going to take forever. Alright. So you can see I'm going through these stages still, and pretty much the same way I have the whole time. Okay, so this is Grand Cross from that's Grand Cross from Arian Rod. That is Claret's Thunder Attack and Phoenix Wave. So yeah, you know, the AoE would have been nice if Shelf and Neil was physical, but she is not. So yeah, I take the Thunder Attack. Definitely nice for Brenda. Now she has like all these different act again abilities. So here we have the final upgrade building. I think most of my equipment is upgraded now, but I need to... So I gotta make sure the equipment is upgraded, because as you saw in that first stage in this video, even the fixed damage from backstab nearly killed Lanford, which is pretty crazy. So I definitely want to have upgraded equipment here, so I have enough HP to survive things. Taking one last look at the cost skills, or the cost upgrades. So I have 7 upgrades left over. That should be more than enough to upgrade pretty much everything I need. And then some. Probably even upgrade a little bit for Shelf and Nail. So I have enough points left over that I can just spend some on increasing cost. Alright, taking a look at all these time walls right now. I go to the top route because I can only take one of the top 2 stages because I want to go to that store. So the time law here just says that they deal increased damage to more blocks they run, and they will take reduced damage if they have allies nearby. First one's not too big of a deal since there's mountains. Second one is going to be kind of annoying though. So thanks to Freya's Forest Aura, again, I can just run forward and attack. Right, Bathory, garbage. Storm calories, I don't care for it. And the armor, I don't need it anymore. So this final shop is kind of disappointing. You have defense, Giant's resistance, the Mimir's hammer, more defense. That one is, this is Samira's 3 cost. You have Iris's teleport there. This one. That one's Tree of Life. Yeah, I don't have much choice here, so I just take, I take a couple of the abilities and the Iris Teleport. I even take the Samira 3 cost, even though I'm not going to use it. I mean, there's really, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the store's loadout is random, so, I just got kind of unlucky with all these stores, I feel like. I didn't get anything particularly useful from any of them. Except for Trump Card, obviously. Trump Card was very good. So, just prepping my units here, re-equipping stuff. So I'm swapping Lanford off of crit damage, or a less crit focus build, so I'm going into the final stage here, and we're going to play the final stage in normal speed. I think we have time for that. Should be fine. So let's take a look at this boss here. Of course it's Chaos, because, I guess Chaos just, floats around in random places. So first we have his talent that says he gets a stack of a buff every time he damages someone, which increases all his stats. And then when he gets 7 of these stacks, he will actually start creating terrain on anything he attacks or any AoE he uses, where it's if you stand on the terrain, it will deal 1x fixed damage to you and lower your movement. So his skills are kind of interesting here because they actually interact with each other. So the first skill you have here is called Deal with the Devil. It attacks everyone in one straight line. It transfers Chaos to the furthest tile in the attack range, which is infinite, so he just runs across the entire field. And if he has 7 stacks of his talent, he will put a debuff called Servant, where if you have Servant, you will take 20% extra damage from Chaos, and you will take fixed damage at the end of each turn, and this lasts 2 turns. The interesting part is that this debuff also prevents you from taking the debuff from one of his other skills, which I'll get to in a second. The second skill doesn't interact with anything. It's just an AoE that pulls, so it pulls people within 3 blocks next to Chaos, and then he does an AoE, so kind of similar to Ares' 3 cost. And if he has 7 stacks of his talent, he attacks more than 3 units using this attack, he will act again. His final skill here is a passive that interacts with the first skill. So this final skill says that when he has 7 stacks or more of his talent, he will randomly give 1 unit on the field a death counter. So after 3 turns, that unit will just die. And this will activate again every 3 turns. So basically, once you get Chaos up to 7 stacks, he's going to become very, very dangerous, and he will just instantly kill your units unless you get hit by his first move, which is a line AoE. So you need to line up for that if you can't kill Chaos fast enough. Okay, so I already started, so for the first time I'm just going to set up and buff up. So I decided not to use another skill for the second attack because there's no reason to do that. Surprisingly, Chaos is not given a ranged counter. They usually love giving ranged counter to every single boss in the game, but I guess they decided not to this time. So I don't know if people who played AoE teams are going to have an easy time against this boss, because this boss seems very, very tailored towards single target strategies. And I don't know if that was a good idea. It seems to me that if they were going to encourage people to customize their teams, they probably should have made the final boss easily beatable, or rather, at least beatable with any strategy. Although to me, it looks like AoEs are going to have a really tough time here. And as you can tell, enemy phase oriented builds are probably going to have a difficult time too, because this boss is just using a lot of AoEs. Freya just healing Rachel here, so she can be topped off for her services can be topped off, do a bit more damage. So I'm quickly getting to the point where these stacks are going to activate the instant kill. Yeah, you can see right there, in 3 turns, Freya is going to die. This cannot be dispelled and cannot be immunized. Yeah, I mean this is a really crazy mechanic. It really rushes you to kill Chaos quickly. And I screw up here because Freya takes an extra turn, counting down the timer faster, but that's okay. So you can see the amount, the amount I beefed up my single target strikers is. I guess I really went overboard because just look at how fast this final boss is dying here. I am going to get into a little bit of trouble because I took that extra turn on Freya. But if I had not done that, I think I would have been very, very safe. Alright, so Freya can't really do anything. She's just gonna die. RIP Freya, you really carried this run a lot. So now he's activated the part of his ability that creates terrain. And my Enduring Hope is about to wear off, so I actually picked a really, really bad time for that to wear off. I probably should have moved Lamford up a little bit here so he could give the aura. Brenda's just going to run in commando style. And saving Sea of Miracles to do both the AoE heal and to give them the extra damage next turn. Oof. I got lucky with a Baldur's Cloak activation there, but I don't think that was necessary. Alright, Rachel gets back to 100% HP, so I can heal back up Brenda here as well. And this should be about enough to kill him. So let's use the Claret Lightning Strike. Okay, it looks like it's still not enough, but it's close enough that. Oof. And there we have the Ashram ability coming in really handy. Well, that didn't do much, I guess. Brenda died anyway. That's okay. Chaos is about to die here. I just set to attack with Lamford first because that probably makes more sense. So that Rachel can heal everybody. But, looks like, yeah, that finishes him off. And that was the final boss of this mode. Surprisingly easy for the strategy that I went with, which is a very, very focused single target striker. And you still get more stuff afterwards, but Enduring Hope, I don't need it. Blue Dragon Strike, yeah. And that's D-Heart Street cost, which is Prodigal Son. Yeah, I just took Enduring Hope because, I mean, what am I going to do with the other two, really? Yeah. So, yep. So Captain Jack says that we have found a treasure, although he doesn't bother telling me what it is. I guess he's going to embezzle it or something. And we have a bunch of challenger maps, which I might do later. But for now, yeah, I mean, for those of you who actually had the patience to sit around and listen to me drone out for like 4 hours, thanks for watching. And you can see there's leaderboards too. You know, there's leaderboards for top power, and yeah, there's a top 5 power. The leaderboards don't actually. The leaderboards don't actually give anything, they're just for bragging rights, so you don't need to be concerned about that. Yeah, and, you know, he had top 5 power, strongest hero. Oh yeah, challenge map clearing. And it looks like Brenda and Freya is still dead after that. Alright, so once again, thanks to everyone who tuned in and had the patience to sit through this whole thing. If you have any suggestions for how I might be able to improve these kind of playthroughs in the future, please leave a comment below. So I hope these videos will be useful to you guys as a preview of the mode, and maybe even when it comes out. And I'll see you guys next time.